Good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Demeester. I'm a detective with the Atlanta Police Department Homicide Unit. I want to thank you all for coming out this morning. Also want to extend a gratitude from the Catrona family. Unfortunately, they weren't able to attend today, but they expressed their gratitude, and we will be sharing a statement from them to you all. So we're here today. It's a cold case. It's an unfortunate 10-year anniversary of the death of Patrick Catrona. Back on May 25th, 2013, just before 11 p.m., Atlanta police were dispatched to the area of May Avenue and Flat Shoals in the East Atlanta Village area of the city of Atlanta in Zone 6 on a person shot. Patrick Catrona, unfortunately, was shot during an attempted robbery, and he subsequently died as a result of those injuries. He was walking with two friends to a local watering hole in the East Atlanta Village when they were approached by a armed suspect who announced a robbery, and for reasons unknown, the suspect shot Patrick and one of his friends. The other friend fortunately survived his injuries. Not a lot of information to go on, so we began looking into other robbery trends that occurred in the area recently, and were able to uncover several robberies that had occurred earlier in the evening. Based off of description and ballistics evidence, we were able to link at least two other robberies to the suspects that occurred earlier in the evening in the Kirkwood area of Atlanta, which is on the other side of Moreland Avenue. Based off that information, we were able to get a suspect description, as well as utilizing our resources with the GBI, Kelly Lawson, where she produced a sketch of our suspect, and our victim was very confident that that sketch resembled the suspect that had robbed her and the same suspect that we believe shot and killed Patrick Catrona. We disseminated that sketch several times over the years to include billboards, flyers, and you all in the media have disseminated it several times. There's a $25,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and the indictment of the suspects involved in Patrick Catrona's murder. As we approached the 10-year anniversary, I reached back out to Kelly Lawson with the GBI and asked her if she can do an age-progressed sketch, which she agreed to do and spent a considerable amount of time on. So here today we're going to share with you not only the original sketch from 10 years ago, but the age-progressed sketch of our suspect. The sketch to my right, your left, is the sketch that was produced 10 years ago, and the sketch to my left, your right, is the age-progressed sketch. Our suspect back in 2013 was described as a black male in his late teens, early 20s, approximately 5'10" in height, a skinny build with a medium brown complexion. So that would lead us to believe that 10 years now, the suspect would potentially be in his late 20s to early 30s. We have received several tips over the years. We've vetted those tips, but at this point, it's still an active and an open investigation, and we're hoping that somebody will recognize either the depiction of an individual from 10 years ago or what the individual may look like now 10 years later, or anyone that may have information about Patrick's murder. It's been covered a lot in the news media, and we're very confident somebody out there knows something, and we're hoping that they'll call Crime Stoppers, call the Atlanta Police Department, in hopes to provide some closure and some justice to the Catrona family, which they are desperately in need of.
Questions?
Why do you think this case is such a difficult one for you guys to be able to solve? You guys said it was multiple robberies and shootings that this person allegedly did back in 10 years ago. Why is this one maybe so difficult for you guys to find?
Yeah, it appeared that it was just a completely random acts of violence. The first two victims were walking home. They were actually in town for a wedding. And the other victim, the second robbery victim, was just jogging down the street. And it appears that Patrick and his two friends were just walking down a residential street when the suspect approached them. So completely random act of violence. We looked at several other robberies in the area, but we know for a fact that the two robberies that occurred earlier in the evening on Kirkwood were committed by the same suspect based off of ballistics evidence as well as the suspect's clothing description, physical description, and the vehicle that they were riding around in.
So was the suspect working alone? If not, who else would be looking for? Any idea of a vehicle at the time? And is there any camera footage?
Yes, we do have reason to believe that there was more than one individual involved due to the fact that the witnesses described the robbery suspect and the shooter as getting into the passenger side of the vehicle, so it leads us to believe that there was at least one other individual, the driver. We had very grainy surveillance video of the vehicle and a description provided by witnesses, possibly being a Dodge type passenger four-door vehicle.
Is there any active leads you guys are pursuing right now? And is this alleged suspect the shooter or?
Yes, as of right now, we have no active leads that we're pursuing. That's why we're hoping that with the presentation of this age-progressed sketch, it'll bring the case back to the forefront to the community, and anybody that may recognize the individual, especially with a $25,000 reward. And yes, we do have reason to believe that this individual depicted here is the individual that shot and killed Patrick Catrona.
Detective, you had two sketches 10 years ago. Explain that and why we're not seeing two people.
Yeah, it's a great question. So we had two victims. We had the married couple, and then we had the jogger. So the married couple, they were the folks that helped produce the sketch to my right, your left. The second robbery victim, he wasn't as confident with the outcome of his sketch. He didn't get a very good look at the suspect, whereas the married couple from North Carolina, they were very confident that this depicted the individual that robbed them. So that sketch was actually the same person. Obviously, they did look different. That's why we've been pushing this one more, just based off the confidence level of our victims.
Gotcha. Just real quick, can you describe personally how this case has been for you? I mean, I know you were the lead detective on it from day one.
Yeah.
So to have it 10 years to the day go by, what's it been like for you all this time?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the homicide unit since 2010, so over 13 years, and I only have 4 unsolved cases, and this is one of them. And this is the only case that I have where I really have no leads. And it's very difficult because of the family. I still stay in close contact with the family. They're still very active. His sister lives in Colorado now, but her and I talk on a very regular basis. And I just want closure for them and some justice for their family.
Do you, at this point, have that weapon that you guys have ballistics on been used again?
We have no evidence or information to suggest that, no.
All right, well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.